Do I really need to introduce myself at this point? We've got a lot of shit to talk about. In any case, where to begin? Because Friday was quite eventful. First day of 6th year in secondary school, one more year of secondary school bullshit to put up with, and then once I come home, news all over the place. Firstly, SHULK is in Smash 4! Like, you have actually no idea how hyped I was when I saw that trailer. It's like, yeah, I know, like, some people were saying the leak kind of took away the hype factor. It didn't take away the hype factor. Not for me, anyway. What it did for me was, it took away the surprise, but it didn't take away the hype. In fact, I was like, oh my god, is this real? If it's real, like, it was real. I'm happy. So yeah, Smash 4. I'm definitely getting that game now, but like I said, last year in secondary school, I don't think I'll be able to get it anytime soon. Or at least, you know, before Christmas, which is gonna suck, but oh well. Not much you can do about it. And on the topic of SHULK, a port for Xenoblade Chronicles was announced for the 3DS. Unfortunately, it's not going to be compatible with this brick, which is kind of understandable considering the fact that Xenoblade is a massive game. So Nintendo has actually announced a new model for the 3DS. Again. I mean, it's like, there was this brick, I suppose. The XL, the 2DS, which is, let's face it, the 2DS is just a Pokemon machine. People only got it so they could play Pokemon X and Y. You know, for less. But now there's the new 3DS. My initial thoughts were, well, they left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. I was like, really, Nintendo? Another 3DS? Was the XL and 2DS not enough for you? But once I took another look at it, it turns out that it has a couple of features that will most likely make it worth more than this. Assume I can get a good trading deal on this. First and foremost, it's going to have like a second analog nub. Like if you haven't seen the Direct, then there's going to be like a second analog nub, like just around where the A, B, X and Y buttons are. It's like going to be around here, and with the buttons moved down a little bit. And the screen is going to be wider, and I think the default model of it, I think it's the default model, the screen is going to be a bit wider, and the 3D, I never actually used the 3D much on the normal 3DS because you had to be at such a perfect angle in order for it to work, and even then when you got that perfect angle, I couldn't concentrate on the game. Will I be using the 3D feature of the new 3DS? Probably not, but it, according to the Direct, it's going to be using the gyroscope to detect what direction your eyes are from the screen, and as a result, you'll be able to focus the 3D for your point of view. That's definitely good news for people who do want to use the 3D feature. I mean, it's called the fucking 3DS. The fact that they couldn't get the 3D right, honestly, like, raised a couple of questions. Suddenly made me raise an eyebrow. 3D wasn't as good as, like, it was only, like, there was only, like, a couple of games that used it, like Super Mario 3D Land, like. It's the only game I own, anyway, that used the 3D to its full effect. But, you know, like, not just as a visual gimmick. The 3D in 3D Land actually helped, like, judge distance with platforms and such. But, that's besides the point. You can have improved 3D, and it's also going to have ZL and ZR buttons. I say ZL and ZR instead of ZL, ZR because ZL, ZR, it's easier to say, and I don't care about European spelling rules at this point. Never mind, that's besides the point completely. That's a rant for another millennium. That made no sense. But in any case, yeah, it's gonna, those buttons, like, it's kind of the same way it was on the classic Wii Pro controller, I think it was called. I can't remember. But yeah, it's like the buttons are gonna be here and here. That is something I'm not sure about. Like, I didn't actually have a Pro controller, but I don't know. It's just, I can't really imagine. Like, I mean, like, it doesn't seem too bad, but it's like, you're playing something and it's like you need to use these buttons, but then you also need to like move your finger over and like I don't know. I'm worried as to how that'll actually work, but it's probably something you'll get used to. I mean, like analog knob, it's gonna be freaking tiny. It's like the size of the buttons. Speaking of the buttons, I like how with the default model, the A, B, X, and Y buttons, they're like they're colored after the Super Famicom or European Super Nintendo. I don't know why. I mean, I know it's a reference, but like it's a nice reference. But another thing, turns out the game card, like instead of going in the top, it'll be going in the bottom. And because this new system is actually more powerful than the 3DS, it'll be able to run much bigger and better games, like with better graphics. Like the port of Xenoblade Chronicles that was announced. That's gonna be on like exclusive to the new 3DS, and I saw a trailer for Bravely Second as well. I'm not sure if that's gonna be like exclusive to this 3DS or I mean not exclusive to this 3DS, the new 3DS. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna call it the 3DS Advance because new 3DS is just so stupid. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's gonna be exclusive to this or the new 3DS. I'm just hoping that Nintendo knows what they're doing with making games exclusive for the new 3DS. It's like, and it better not be some kind of cheap expansion, otherwise you might as well just miss out on it and just get a Circle Pad Pro. But like, am I excited for this? Yes. Will I be getting it? Depends. I'm expecting it to come in a bundle with Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate when that game comes out next year. In fact, I think it will, because in Japan, the 3DS Advance in Japan was announced for release on October 11th. What day is Monster Hunter 4G coming out in Japan? October 11th, the exact same day. And considering the fact that Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate was the game that was used to demonstrate the new C-Stick, or Circle Pad, I get a feeling that it's going to be coming in a bundle. And that Monster Hunter skin, yes. Oh yeah, actually, removable faceplates. It'll certainly be a lot better than having to buy multiple 3DSs in order for like different skins. I mean, like, I've had this thing since 2011. New skins came out, like new like 3DS skins, but they were like exclusive to that specific model. It's like, no, it's not worth upgrading. Like the reason I didn't upgrade to the XL was because all I had to offer was a bigger screen. I'd rather portability. But yeah, the new 3DS, I'm kind of excited about it, I'm kind of mixed. Like, I saw this poll on Game Amnesia, it's like, was the new 3DS Advance, was it a good move on Nintendo's part? I wouldn't say it's a good move. I would say they finally found out what the 3DS was supposed to be. What it should have been. It just took them this long to find out. But I think that this system has potential to completely replace the 3DS. I mean, if it's going to have exclusive games, I think it's safe to assume... Rip in peace. Just as long as I can do a system transfer before buying the new one, then I suppose I'll be happy. But anyway, new 3DS. 3DS Advance. They better call it the 3DS Advance when it comes to the West. What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on Shulk being in Smash Bros. 4? Do you think the new Xenoblade port is gonna be good? I hope it is. I don't think we're gonna get the Wii sorted anytime soon, and I honestly think I just got more value out of the 3DS in general than I did from the Wii. The Wii is a good system, don't get me wrong. But the new 3DS, like, that's looking to be kind of cheap. It's like, the default model was like 16,000 yen, I think it was? That translates to around like $150, like $154. That'd be like, I think it'd be slightly cheaper in euros. Can't say. But that's a good price. I hope they, like, don't increase the price to like 200 or something, because that'd be ridiculous. Because, like, I do think this is kind of a kick in the nuts for, like, current 3DS owners in a sense, because, like, you bought this. Like, I got this the year it came out. I got it for Christmas, so I wasn't paying for it, but still. My poor parents' aching wallets. But anyway, What are your thoughts on the 3DS Advance? What are your thoughts on Shulk getting in? Do you think that the 3DS Advance is going to be good? Do you think it's just going to flop completely? I think it's going to flop unless they change its name, because new 3DS, it's going to be the Wii U all over again. It's going to confuse people about who like know barely anything. But that remains to be seen. What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments. Until then, I'm the Celestic Warrior, and it'll be quite a long time before I see you in the next one. Sorry. And now for the feature-length pick of the day!